Episode 3 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2 focuses on the aftermath of the Titan appearing on Earth. The creature known as El Gran Dios del Mar is still moving through the oceans, and Monarch is trying to find a way to control its path before it reaches populated areas. At the same time, the episode continues exploring the past timeline involving Lee, Keiko, and Billy in Santa Soledad. The episode is about the emotional and personal consequences of the Titan situation. Several characters begin questioning their decisions, their relationships, and the role that Monarch plays in the world. The Monarch ship travels to Tokyo so that it can be repaired. The engines were damaged during the previous episode, and the organization needs time to regroup. This pause in the action allows the characters to discuss their next step. Tim receives orders from Director Barris. Monarch's goal isn't to destroy the Titan, but to contain its movement and guide it away from large populations. Keiko and Hiroshi propose a solution. They believe the Titan responds to the sounds produced by its smaller creatures, which they call scarabs. If Monarch can replicate those sounds, they might be able to guide the Titan away from cities. Hiroshi explains that he has already built a prototype device that can replicate these signals. The device is located in his workshop near Shibuya. The plan seems simple: retrieve the device, activate it, and use it to redirect the Titan. This plan shows how Monarch usually approaches Titans. Instead of fighting them directly, they try to influence their behavior. Titans operate through instinct and signals, and Monarch tries to understand those patterns. Before the team can move forward with their plan, a new complication appears. Jason Trissop from Apex Cybernetics arrives and takes control of the Monarch ship. Apex claims that they will handle the Titan situation themselves. Tim is told that Monarch must cooperate with Apex and that Lee and Keiko should be detained for questioning. This moment introduces a larger conflict between organizations. Monarch is focused on studying Titans and understanding them. Apex has a different goal. They see Titans as opportunities for technological advancement and power. Although the episode doesn't fully explain Apex's plans, fans of the Monsterverse know that the company is interested in accessing the energy of the Hollow Earth. That energy eventually leads to the creation of Mechagodzilla. Tim realizes that allowing Apex to take control of the situation could make things worse. Instead of following orders, he secretly helps Lee, Keiko, Hiroshi, and Kentaro escape the ship. This decision shows how Tim's character is evolving. Earlier in the season, he struggled to make decisions. Now he is willing to disobey orders when he believes the mission is being handled incorrectly. The group heads toward Hiroshi's workshop to retrieve the device that can mimic the scarab signals.
What I want is for you to ask Brenda Holland for a job. I want you to be a mole at Apex.
So what, you think that they're up to something that...
I don't know, but they seem pretty damn invested in it. If they're up to something, it could start another G-Day.
Tim meets with May and asks her to accept a job offer from Apex. The goal is for her to act as a source of information inside the company. This subplot introduces an espionage element to the story. May isn't just helping Monarch from the outside anymore. She is becoming someone who can monitor Apex's plans from within. Her role becomes important because Apex operates with much less transparency than Monarch. Meanwhile, Cate tries to leave the situation behind entirely. She feels responsible for releasing the Titan when she activated the portal to rescue Lee. Cate returns home and spends time with her mother. She also meets an ex-partner and drinks heavily while thinking about everything that has happened. One key moment shows Cate standing near the wreckage of the Golden Gate Bridge. This location is important in the Monsterverse because it was destroyed during the events of Godzilla. That scene symbolizes Cate's fear of repeating the past. She believes she may have triggered another disaster similar to that event. Cate's storyline in this episode focuses on guilt and avoidance. Instead of trying to solve the problem, she tries to escape from it. When Lee, Keiko, Hiroshi, and Kentaro arrive at Hiroshi's workshop, they discover that the device has already been stolen. May later confirms that the Tokyo branch of Apex Cybernetics is responsible for taking it. This theft causes two problems. First, Monarch loses the technology that might have helped control the Titan. Second, the public begins learning about the creature's existence. News of the Titan spreads quickly, and cities begin fearing another major Titan attack. While searching for the blueprints of the device, Keiko notices photographs of Hiroshi's family. She realizes that he has 2 children from 2 different relationships. She asks Lee about it, but Lee refuses to explain because it isn't his story to tell. Later, Hiroshi admits that he had an affair and created 2 families. This moment mirrors the earlier storyline involving Keiko, Lee, and Billy. The episode begins drawing parallels between generations. Hiroshi's complicated personal life may reflect patterns that began with his parents.
Mira, déjanlos ir. Nadie va a creerles. Van a pensar que están locos.
Sí, alguien les va a creer y van a venir. Y van a ver si lo que dicen estos locos es cierto. Van a profanar nuestra tierra, estos incrédulos, nuestra tierra, nuestra villa.
The flashback timeline shows the aftermath of the village festival in Santa Soledad. The Titan attacks the area shortly after the villagers complete their ritual. Lee and Keiko survive the attack and observe something interesting. When the Titan reunites with its smaller companions, it calms down. This observation is important because it confirms that the Titan is responding to its offspring rather than randomly attacking. Keiko photographs the Titan as evidence of its existence. However, the villagers surround them and demand the camera. The villagers fear that if the outside world learns about their Titan, larger powers will arrive and destroy their way of life. This moment reflects a long history in which isolated communities were disrupted by outside forces once their resources were discovered. The villagers aren't afraid of the Titan. They are afraid of what humans will do once they learn about it. When the villagers chase them into the forest, Lee realizes they can't escape easily. To protect Keiko and calm the villagers, he removes the film from the camera and throws away the camera itself. By doing this, he removes the photographic proof of the Titan's existence. This decision highlights the difference between Lee and Keiko. Keiko views the Titan as an important scientific discovery. Lee views the situation through a human lens. He understands that revealing the Titan could bring harm to the village. In this moment, Lee chooses people over discovery. After escaping into the forest, Lee and Keiko hide in an abandoned hut. The stressful situation brings them closer together emotionally. Their relationship becomes romantic, which complicates the dynamic with Billy. This moment is not just about romance. It represents the tension between personal feelings and loyalty. Billy trusts both Lee and Keiko. Their decision to pursue a relationship risks damaging that trust. Years later, Billy finds a letter from Keiko that reveals her feelings for Lee and her decision to stay with Billy instead. This revelation changes Billy's understanding of his relationships with both Lee and Keiko. By this point in the timeline, Keiko has already disappeared into Axis Mundi, and Lee has gone searching for her. Billy is left alone to raise Hiroshi. The episode suggests that Billy eventually becomes distant from Hiroshi after learning about the relationship between Keiko and Lee. The emotional betrayal may have damaged his connection with the child. This history explains why Hiroshi grew up feeling neglected, despite Billy initially agreeing to raise him. Episode 3 focuses more on the characters and their relationships. The Titan threat remains important, but the episode spends more time exploring the personal history that connects the main characters. Monarch is trying to guide a powerful creature away from human populations, while Apex is beginning to pursue its own agenda. At the same time, the past timeline shows how the relationships between Keiko, Lee, and Billy shape the lives of the next generation. The episode suggests that the Titan conflict is not only about monsters. It is also about human decisions, loyalty, and the consequences that follow those choices over time. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.